I'm Emmy Grimes. I'm an advisor here at Senergy Medical Group. Thanks so much for joining us today. We are live on our Facebook live stream, and we are bringing you some great information again this week. We've got Dr. Chase Falmo joining us, so thanks for being here, Chase.
Absolutely, happy to be here.
Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of start off by saying, we really do try to bring you the best information possible to you guys at home and watching us over the course of time in this crazy world that we're in. And something that kind of sparked our interest in the last, gosh, I'd say the last month really, was that, we realized that a lot of people, no matter where you are in this stage, whether you're new or maybe you've had the equipment for many years, you can kind of reach a point of where do you go from here, or maybe you don't have all the answers you need for your health journey. So this is where we wanted just to really showcase that we now are bringing towards to you guys more options to be able to address these things going on with you. And I personally actually had an incident pop up in the last couple of weeks where I was just not sleeping well at night, and it was really interesting. And I realized, I need to get some answers, and I'm so grateful that we have the Tennant Institute here. So I hopped upstairs and I was able to get some answers that I know that I wouldn't have gotten through traditional medicine. So I'm really excited for us to be talking about this today and the new offerings. So Chase, let's kick it off. Let's talk about this. Our first question is, if I'm new to this, or perhaps I'm a seasoned device owner, what does the Tennant Institute offer me?
So like you said, Emmy, everyone's at this stage in different stages in our journey, and we want to be able to progress in life. And obviously the ultimate goal is for our progression to go straight up, right? But, the reality is we're going to have ups and downs, but we want to be generally trending in the right direction. So that's something we can offer with this professional consultation we have. If you feel like you've plateaued, or you feel like maybe there's some missing pieces, you can have a professional consultation with us at the Tennant Institute. And based on some of the things you tell us, we can steer you in the right direction, give you the roadmap of what you should be doing. And this could involve several things. It might be you need to go into more specifics about, emotions. It might be we need to send you a referral to be able to check out hormones more. Maybe we need to do more in-depth toxin work. Everyone's on a different journey. And so there might be some missing pieces you don't know about. And this is going to provide you with that consult to be able to figure out, is there something else missing?
Totally.
And the big thing I like to say is that you've heard that saying, you can fish for someone or teach someone how to fish. I want to be able to teach you how to fish. So for those device owners, since you know about all the protocols, but there are additional things you can use with the devices specific to you. And so included is in this consult is if you have something that's kind of been affecting you, you can get a proprietary video with specific different ways to use the devices or supplements or essential oils, etc., so that it can address what your complaint is.
Yes, and this was so beneficial for me in my journey. Just so you guys at home know, I wasn't sleeping well at night, and it was really impacting my day, productivity. So this was where having some additional resources really was able to just kind of get to those goals that I wanted to reach, obviously. And I think what we want to hit home for you guys is that, you may not know what's going on, or maybe you do have these symptoms that are popping up, but this is giving you the ability to get those answers and address it in an alternative way to heal without, masking the problem. And that's really what I'm so thrilled that we have this now available. So Chase, what would be the necessary steps in order for someone to set up such an appointment? Can you kind of tell a little bit more in detail, like, is there telemedicine offering, for this, or is this something that, you can only go in person? I think that would be good to know.
Yes, absolutely. So this is something you can come for in person or do in telemedicine. And one thing I should include that I forgot to mention is that on top of this professional consultation, you can receive personalized remedy frequencies based on your DNA. And that can be done in person or via telemedicine by sending a hair and a nail sample in. So
Yes, and that you can submit. Does that need to be happening at the same time you're booking, or what would be expected for that?
you can book your appointment and always send the sample in later. It's interesting times because some of the shipping has been a little bit on the slow end.
Right.
So the nice part is you can book the appointment, and that remedy, if you do telemedicine, can be made later once we get the sample and can be sent to you. So if you do want this appointment, you could make it now. We can address it, and then we can get the sample later and send it.
That's great. And, I think that's what's so good about, not good, but it's been a blessing in disguise. This whole pandemic is really the ability to now open up the ability to do this from wherever you are, wherever you are in the world, that you're able to address these things that could be going on with you and not even know about it, or that there's something wrong and needing just some answers and support. So really been a blessing with the pandemic, having the ability now to do telemedicine. So that's great.
And
Now,
one more thing, I'd like to mention is the importance of the paperwork online. When you send us the paperwork and when you fill out your paperwork beforehand, we get the big picture. Once we get the big picture, we can get into more detail with the appointment, as with the consultation, because if we don't have some of that basic important information, we're going to spend more time just getting a history. So,
right.
The more information you can put in that history, the more we're all going to benefit, and the more we're going to be able to find out what specifically might benefit you.
Absolutely. And yeah, it does, because it's not a long process, guys, either. I went through it again, and it was maybe about 15 minutes total that I spent on the paperwork. Now, there may be some more additional additives that you have to add in there with history, but it definitely wasn't a long process. And we have resources here at the Tennant Institute, as well as here at Senergy, that if you need some guidance as to where to go with these appointments, you can address it, through us. And we'll put some information here in the comments below for setting up those appointments. So let's talk about this, though, because what type of candidate would be best suited or who would benefit from this?
Everyone can benefit from this, young or old, no matter what stage you are in your health journey. Everyone can benefit. But those who are device owners, that's going to be especially beneficial, especially if you don't know what the next steps are you should take. Those who haven't been to the Tennant Institute before, or maybe those who went many years ago even, we're always changing, we're always adapting, we're always finding new things. And so what we did many years ago might be different. It's different now. And that's okay, because we're always improving. We're always trying to find ways to help get you healthy, better, and faster.
Yes, health is wealth, guys. And this is just another way. Even from the course of time of me doing these appointments at the clinic, we had almost everyone here at Senergy went through and did the process again. And we found out some things that we didn't know existed. And so, no matter where you are in this journey, you can definitely benefit from it, and like Chase said, having the equipment for many years ago and the processes that we did back then is much different than it is today, because we've gotten better and we've evolved. So I think it's really important that, you ask those questions. We have this one life to live. So how long would an appointment last, Chase?
This consult typically lasts about an hour.
Okay. Good. Yeah. And I think that's the great thing is, like, you're going to get some great information during that hour, and it's going to be beneficial. And like you said, you'll be able to kind of tell them which direction they need to go. Right.
Correct.
So, and that leads me to my next question. What would someone gain from coming through and doing this consult with you, or anyone at the clinic?
Well, you're going to gain you're going to gain a roadmap as to what you should do. And again, this might have been something you've had for a long time, and you've dismissed possible causes for it, but you needed that other point of view to see, oh, I didn't fully address some of these causes of my low voltage. This is going to give you a roadmap, and some of these videos that you can get are great information, education for you and those around you.